why did you cut SNAP and healthcare research?
We do not have unlimited money in the United States. In 2019, our country spent $60 billion on SNAP. During COVID, that number went to $100 billion. Going from $60 billion one year to $100 billion the next year, that was the COVID pandemic. The pandemic is gone. People have gone back to work. We are now at the 2019 levels, which I think are acceptable.
Republican Congressman Mike Flood of Nebraska defending his vote on President Trump's so-called One Big Beautiful Bill last night at a town hall. Despite that hostile crowd, Flood is in a safe red district, having won his last two elections by 16 and 20 points. Good morning and welcome to Morning Joe. It is Tuesday, August 5th, and Joe,
right.
That town hall definitely was quite loud and rowdy. There could be some questions that Republicans have to face about this bill.
Yeah, it was fascinating from the clips that I saw from it last night. Some fascinating moments there. I think a lot of takeaways that you could bring away from that. We have Annie Carney, who's going to be with us at 7 a.m. in an hour this morning. She was there, and she's going to be talking about it. There were some things that he said that I think many Americans would agree with. Like, for instance, when they said he was a fascist, he said, well, fascists actually wouldn't be standing up here holding these town hall meetings and standing for election. There was another part where he asked the audience if they thought that 28-year-olds who were healthy and had nothing wrong with them, if they decided not to work voluntarily, should they get free health care? And a lot of the crowd shouted yes. I would guess a lot of Americans would shout no. However, that being said, Willie, when he starts talking about we only have so much money, we don't have money for food for poor kids, but we have money to pass a $10 trillion tax cut for billionaires, millionaires, and tech giants and monopolists. That's fascinating. Same thing with research. You had NIH last year was 0.77% of the entire budget, just a small portion of the entire budget. But Republicans had to slash funding for that. Republicans had to slash medical funding, medical research, but they had $10 trillion to give to billionaires and multinational corporations. I don't know that washes in Nebraska, in Northwest Florida, or anywhere where middle class and working class people feel like they're getting pinched.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. For me, that was the money line, the takeaway line. We don't have unlimited money. Well, that just opens the floodgates of arguments against the so-called big, beautiful bill. And you laid all the reasons there why. All the cuts that have come in favor of tax cuts for corporations, in favor of tax cuts for the wealthy. If we don't have unlimited money, by the way, why are we throwing a $200 million ballroom on the White House, one could ask. I mean, It just goes on and on. You can make these cases against what he said. Mika made an important point. He's won his last two elections, Congressman Flood, by 16 and 20 points, a safely red district. Donald Trump has won 3 times in that district, all by double digits. So that is not one of these Nebraska swing districts that we hear about or we think about. This is a red district, and he went and stood in that town hall last night. And yes, there may have been some agitators there. Yes, there may have been some Democrats in the room. But those, by and large, are his voters, his constituents, many of whom voted for him, who are focused in very closely on the fact that rural hospitals may be going away, urban hospitals may be going away. The people who count on all of these government funds may be losing them now because of a vote taken by Congressman Mike Flood and many others there in the House,
Yeah.
Joe. So I think this is a snapshot of one town hall of many that we're seeing across the country during this recess.
And there are many people who weren't there who are going to be facing real problems with their health care, with their getting to their doctors, getting to their hospitals, getting their parents in nursing homes, getting their children the type of health care that they need, because there already was a rural health care crisis, has been for a decade, and this bill makes it so much worse. So again, perhaps the congressman comfortably wins his district, but at the same time, we saw what happened over the past year, where you had these special elections where Florida congressmen won their districts, but instead of winning by 25 points, maybe they won by 10, 11, 12 points. And as I'm still in shock all these months later that in my home county, Escambia County, Florida, it actually went Democratic. I can't. That would be like the Upper West Side, Upper West Side going Republican. I never thought Escambia County, Florida would go Democratic. So there certainly shows that even if it's not showing up in the polls about whether people are happy with where the Democratic Party is or not, what you are seeing is a lot more intensity, and you're probably going to see Democrats a lot more excited about getting out to vote than Republicans.